Whilst Zambia is a peaceful country, several of its neighbors, like the Democratic Republic of Congo, Angola and Mozambique, have endured decades of vicious civil wars. Hundreds of thousands of people have fled to Zambia to seek refuge. Refugees lose their homes, their livelihoods, relatives, friends, and quite often they lose their self-respect. Presently, there are 24 congregations of Jehovah's Witnesses in 5 large refugee camps around the country. How are our brothers doing? Let us visit the Kala refugee camp, home to 20,000 refugees from Congo. We are here to see how our brothers are getting along and to attend their district convention. The United Nations High Commission for Refugees has installed a system to provide safe drinking water to the camps. The water is purified here, then pumped up into these elevated reservoirs, and from there gravity does the rest. A neat little hospital takes care of the basic medical needs.
And it operates.
Our brothers, like this blacksmith, have settled into camp life and are doing whatever they know how to provide a living for themselves and their families. Nevertheless, their food supplies are still subsidized by the United Nations.
Some of the things he makes, a hoe and a bicycle carrier. Yeah. And what is it all made from? Metal off this old caterpillar. Everything's available in this market. Pots and pans, clothes, shoes.
Ground nuts, dried fish, tomatoes, onions. Some brothers and sisters earn a living by buying and selling in the marketplace. Here we see dried fish, materials, and many other types of merchandise which are needed in day-to-day life. Our sisters assure us that a hairstylist will always be able to earn a living. And sure enough, they can. But what about the more important things? How are our brothers doing spiritually? In their war-torn countries, they never knew when they would receive supplies of spiritual food. But here in the refugee camp, they are up to date with the brothers and sisters all over the world. Magazines, books, kingdom ministry are all available in their language, and their spiritual programs at the meetings follow the same schedule as that of congregations worldwide. Truly, Jehovah God does provide escape for his loyal ones.
En serio, Uncle.
such other organization is able to provide publications simultaneously in scores of languages, even to remote areas like refugee camps. All praise to our grand instructor, Jehovah. Because there are no assembly halls in Zambia, there is no covered shelter whereby many hundreds of elders and ministerial servants could come together in one place. Therefore, many kingdom ministry schools have to be scheduled to take place throughout the country using smaller facilities like kingdom halls. I enjoyed the privilege of conducting 5 of these schools throughout the country, but had to drive 1,900 miles, mostly on bush roads, to get to them. Nevertheless, it was a wonderful privilege to be with these brothers. Hot coals above and below the bread, and the bread goes into the middle shelf. And that's what it turns out to be. When were you baptized?
1958.
1958.
Yes.
Now, in 1980, you became sick, didn't you?
Yes.
Can you show us your hands, please? When you want a verse in the Bible, how do you do that?
I correct to my short hand.
Okay, so you can manage.
Yes.
Are your feet also affected?
Yes.
But you can still walk, Brother George.
Yes.
No problems.
Yes, problem.
Okay. We are very happy to have you here at the Kingdom Ministry School for us, and we thank you for your good example and your faith. At the Kabompo Kingdom Hall, the roof was so bad that when it rained, we had to use umbrellas inside. The journey from Kabompo to the next destination, Kalomo, took 16 hours and turned out to be a fantastic adventure. We were pretty tired after driving 16 hours through those forests until we met these brothers who had ridden their bicycles for 3 days through a game park.
Lewis Kalimina, Tinti congregation.
Evans Kashatoka, Nahoe congregation.
Amon Kawaza, Ngoma East.
Brothers, we commend you for riding 3 days on your bicycles. Manga, tell me your impressions of the school.
The school, we've been so encouraged. We look forward to implementing the information we received. Hopefully, Jehovah's blessing, we should expect some better results.
I've never attended a school like this in my life history.
Very fantastic, and I've enjoyed it. And it has refreshed me such that I will assist the congregation where I'm going.
The journey to Mwandi was very rough, but when we arrived we found a mud hut with grassed roof, and inside there was a carpet on the floor and furnishings. Our dear brothers made us feel so welcome. Brothers took this ox cart down to the Zambezi River and filled barrels with water, and one of the barrels was brought to our house for our use. I guess we didn't have running water. Perhaps, though, you could call it rolling water.
Your time, you make so that you even fail where to put the surplus. If you want.
Remember the brothers who rode their bicycles 3 days to get to Kalomo. They had to pass through a game park. On our return journey, we were obliged to use the same road. Let us see what they possibly encountered. Is this a leopard? It is. At some points, heavy traffic blocked our road. We had to wait and let it go past. These brothers rode through all of that, and our respect for them grew.
So encouraged.
I've never attended a school like this.
Very fantastic, and I've enjoyed it.